गुड आफ्टरनून डियर स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक इन द क्लास। आज हम लोगों का एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण टॉपिक पर डिस्कशन होगा। वैसे मेरा नाम राज शंकर, आप जानते हैं मैं यहाँ का सोशियोलॉजी का फैकल्टी हूँ श्री राम IAS पर। आज हम लोगों का डिस्कशन मूलतः जो होगी उस बात पर होगी कि इज़ क्राइम ए नॉर्मल सोशल फिनोमिनन। आवर डिस्कशन टुडे ऑन this matter today would be that whether crime is a normal social phenomenon or not. So let us write here, our discussion is on, is crime a normal social Our today's discussion is basically on, is crime a normal social phenomenon or normal social fact, right? क्या अपराध एक सामान्य परिघटना है, सामान्य सामाजिक परिघटना है? इस टॉपिक को लेके बहुत डिबेट्स एंड डिस्कशन है। जनरली यू नो दैट इन सोसाइटी क्राइम इज कंसिडर्ड दोज बिहेवियर विच आर सोशली कंसिडर्ड लीगली पनिशेबल. Crime is almost prohibited in every society, because in every society crime is considered harmful for individuals, for family, for society. Crime is considered harmful for peace and harmony and so many the things in our life, and therefore crime is not appreciated. Now question is again, is crime a normal social phenomenon? Is crime a normal social phenomenon? This question is a very tricky question. Regarding this question, we have a number of opinions. Some people can support, some people cannot. Some sociologists can support, some sociologists cannot. And the common individuals of the society would say no. Common individuals of society will go against this statement. But today we have to examine this statement in the light of sociological views, in the broader perspective, in the broader sense. So let us go to understand. First, if you think about the crime, right? Crime. What is the meaning of the crime? Crime means Hindi word is aparadh. What is the crime and how to define the crime? If you think about crime means, when you talk about in legal sense, crime means simply unlawful activities punishable by laws, right? So as per law, crime is a kind of unlawful activities that is punishable by the law. When we talk about crime in legal sense, when we talk about in sociological sense, what is the crime? In sociological sense, when we talk about the crime means simply associated with those actions which violates social norms and collective conscience, right? So in legal sense, crime is unlawful behavior, and in sociological sense, crime means simply any such behavior that violates the social norms and which is considered against the collective conscience. This is the definition of the crime. Now, in sociological sense, crime is basically a social construct. In sociological sense, crime is basically a relative term. Crime is a relative term. So something considered wrong today, tomorrow it may not be there. So crime is not absolute term, crime is the relative term. Like for example, think about when we talk about here regarding homosexuality, right? Regarding homosexuality. So earlier before 2018, the homosexuality was considered a kind of crime because it was prohibited under section 377 of the IPC earlier. Now it has been decriminalized, so it's not a crime. So earlier it was a crime, today it is not a crime. So how to define? Can an act be crime in absolute sense? Answer is no. Crime is not in absolute sense. Crime to be understood, something is wrong or right to be understood in terms of the relative sense. So the way society understands it, the way law understands it, the way law defines it. So once defined crimes become crimes. Once defined not a crime and approval is given, then it's not a crime. So crime is a relative term. Now, crime can be of different types. Generally, crime can be of three types. Related to one, crime can be related to persons. Related to persons. Crime can be related to property, right? And crime can also be related to public order or morality, right? Crime can be related to public order or morality. So person related crime, property related crime, or crime related to public order or public morality. Broadly, crimes divided into three parts. Now come to the point, next one. Again, question is crime a social phenomenon? Is crime a social phenomenon? This is the question. Now think about this idea is actually given by the Émile Durkheim. The Émile Durkheim, a great French sociologist, so we can say Durkheim, idea of Durkheim. Émile Durkheim in his book, The Rules of Sociological Methods. Émile Durkheim in his book, The Rules of Sociological Method, has classified social phenomenon into two. He talks about the social facts को कहा उसने कि social facts can be of two types. One is considered the normal and one is considered the pathological, right? So social facts can be normal social facts can be pathological social fact. He says the normal social fact means what? Normal social fact means when it is widespread in society, and when it is general in society, मतलब found in every society, right? And second, consider when it is functional, So when social fact is widespread in society, functional is normal. When social fact is considered disruptive, when our social fact is considered disruptive or when it is considered harmful, so any social factor that is considered disruptive, harmful, is pathological, and when it is widespread means more or less constant in society and it is functional for society, then it is considered normal social fact. So we made division between the normal social fact and the abnormal social fact or pathological social fact. In the light of these ideas, now let us go to understand whether the crime is a normal social fact or not. Answer would be yes. Crime is a normal social factor as per Émile Durkheim. When you are going to write your answer, you can say yes. Why crime is a normal social fact? Crime society में, अपराध समाज में एक सामान्य परिघटना है और दुनिया अपराध से मुक्त होना चाहती, समाज से लोग अपराध को खत्म करना चाहते हैं, फिर भी समाज में अपराध रहता है, फिर भी समाज में अपराध होते हैं, तो क्या माना जाए, कैसे देखें इसको? डर्कहाइम कहता है भाई क्राइम तो नॉर्मल सोशल फिनोमिनन है. ये व्हाई नॉर्मल सोशल फिनोमिनन? थ्री लॉजिक्स कुड बी गिवन. नंबर वन, the first logic regarding this crime is given that we can say first we have we can say universal presence of crime. Universal presence of crime. Durkheim says that crime is universally present across the world. In primitive society, crime was there. Medieval society, crime was there. In today's society, crime is there. In tomorrow's society, crime would be there. As long as human life is there, human society is there, there would be the existence of crime in our society. First one. Now, as he says, as our body experiences some kind of illness, our body cannot be always in healthy state. So sometimes the body witness some kind of illness. Similarly, society sometimes witness some kind of illness, and out of this it happens. Number one. Number two, all members can't be equally committed to social norms, right? All members are not equally committed to social norms. सोसाइटी में सारी मेंबर्स सोशल नॉर्म्स के प्रति इक्वली कमिटेड नहीं होते. All people don't have the equal sense of right and wrong, equal sense of morality. Some people can have the higher sense of morality, some people don't have the higher sense of morality. So, those who don't have the higher sense of morality are not equally committed to social norms, may be possible. Such people are more susceptible to the activities termed as crime. Second. Third, he says the crime is not always bad. Crime is not always bad. Because why crime is not always bad? He says it promotes social cohesion. This is, crimes promotes social solidarity. Crimes promotes social cohesion. See, why crimes promote social cohesion? The logic is there. When Durkheim say the crimes promotes social cohesion. Now, question is why crime promotes social cohesion? Durkheim simply say, suppose when the crime happens, क्या होता है? Crime happens. What happens? Crime happens, then anywhere when the crime happens, so what is happening? Suppose there is a murder, there is a rape. Suppose there is a murder in the society. What will happen? He will say the collective conscience is offended. When there is a crime, collective conscience is offended, right? आम आदमी के सेंटिमेंट के खिलाफ हो जाता है. भाई जब कोई अपराध होता है, इसका मतलब है समाज में जो कलेक्टिव कॉन्सेंस है, आम आदमी की चेतना है, भावना है, इसके खिलाफ होता है. कॉमन मैन बिकम ऑफेंडेड, गुस्सा आता है लोगों को, दैट शुड बी स्टॉप्ड, एंड देन देयर इज अ कलेक्टिव रिएक्शन. देयर इज कलेक्टिव रिएक्शन फॉर पनिशमेंट. लोग कहते हैं सजा दो, सजा दो, सजा दो. कलेक्टिव रिएक्शन फॉर पनिशमेंट ना. एंड व्हेन punishment given, when punishment given to punishment given to reinforce, ये word, punishment is given to reinforce collective morality. Punishment given to reinforce collective morality. And when collective morality is reinforced, collective conscience is reinforced, definitely it leads to a kind of social solidarity. So this reinforces shared morality. So when crime happens, people demands punishment. When punishment is given, then collective morality is further established. Collective morality is further reinforced in society. And in this way, the social solidarity is basically promoted in the society. So in this respect, we can say that the crime helps to define. So crime helps to, in this regard, crime helps to define and test the level of social morality. Crime helps to define and test the level of social morality. That if crime happens and society reacts, it means the morality is still relevant, law is still relevant, prohibition is still relevant, and people demands the punishment. So in this way, the crime try to say. And last but not least, the fourth one is very, very important from Durkheimian points of view. And this fourth is considered basically that he says that whenever there is a crime, sometimes crime is not always bad. It promotes a social change. It promotes a social change. Crime is a relative word. So all the great people of the world are deviant in one sense. Whenever the great people like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, like Ishwarchand Vidyasagar, like Mahatma Gandhi, and so many great people of the world, Jesus, he was crucified. Socrates given poison to death. Gandhi was also killed. And a great number of people who initiated social reforms. In the beginning, they tried to challenge the existing social norms and values. So from that point of view, that respect, the person was considered as wrong, so it was a criminal act. It was a crime. So something is considered crime, may not be tomorrow. So if a society don't permit any such kind of behavior, then society will not go through the process of change. So if you want to initiate the process of change, if you want to go for change, then definitely we will have to promote some kind of the behavior sometimes not approved by the society. So sometimes things considered as criminal act or crime or deviant or immoral act, in the next time it may not be there. So if we have to initiate great change in society, great transformation in society, transformation and change cannot be without resistance. And for this purpose, we can say that it has happened. So crime promotes a kind of social change. All great leaders have initiated change, so in the beginning it was wrong. Later on, right? Think about the logic. Socrates. When Socrates tried to teach his students, Socrates was considered a person that was not allowed. A trial was initiated against the Socrates. He was found guilty and he was given option either to run away from the state, leave the state, make unconditional apology and be ready for the death, and he opted death. So later on, the ideas Socrates tried to teach now become the matter of great help to the people. Jesus was crucified. Jesus' conduct was considered wrong or threat to their society. But later on, Jesus now worshipped. So Prophet Muhammad. So many reformers of the world. You will find, therefore, crime is as per Émile Durkheim, not bad. So Durkheim say, when the rate of crime is normal in society, rate of crime don't increase, then it is a good. But if the rate of crime increases, sudden increase, कब गलत होगा ये? जब crime का rate sudden increase करेगा. So if there is a sudden increase in the rate of crimes, तब क्या होगा ये? Then it is the pathological. Then it is pathological, or then it is harmful, right? So happening of crime in any society is not always harmful. You will have to see if the rate of crime is higher. Today you see what is happening, the killing, boys and girls falling in love, they go for marriage. Before marriage they try to kill their partners. Now many cases are there, right? Today we will find one case happened, one case like Sia case in Pune, Sonam case in like your MP, and so many such cases are there, where the marital disputes are happening, or before marriage they are resorting to crime. This rate is gradually increasing. So now it is pathological, now it is harmful, now it requires some serious efforts to be controlled. So as long as the average number of activities are there, so long it's not a crime. But if it goes up, then it becomes the crime, then it becomes pathological or harmful. So crime is not always harmful. Crime is a normal social phenomenon. Crime is inevitable in the society to reinforce social solidarity, to reinforce social cohesion, and to promote or initiate social change. Therefore, we can say that we cannot think like ordinary man that crime is always bad. Crime is not always bad as per Émile Durkheim. Though, depending on the nature of crime, first, and what is the rate of crime. If high, then it's wrong. Not high, it's normal phenomenon. So crime is a normal phenomenon as per Émile Durkheim. So I think this idea is quite clear before you. Thank you to all of you for this entire discussion. We are meeting with the next video, next episode. Thank you very much. Take care.